with all the rumors surrounding Nintendo's next console and Sony's next console, Microsoft has finally decided to join the conversation as well. Last night, Xbox had a massive leak revealing stuff from their upcoming console refresh, Bethesda's upcoming games releases, and a lot of inter-company emails with Phil Spencer saying all kind of crazy stuff. It shouldn't surprise anyone that Xbox is doing a mid-generation refresh, even though it seems to have surprised some people. I'm not surprised by it at all. In the leak, it is codenamed Project Brooklyn. And to me, it legit looks like my Wi-Fi router down here. That's what it really looks like from the photos we got. So it says, the most powerful Xbox ever, now adorably all digital. Brooklyn would deliver 4K Gen 9 console gaming with more internal storage, faster Wi-Fi, reduced power, and a more immersive controller, and a beautiful redesign that elevates all digital experience of the Xbox ecosystem. So yeah, it's not too much different about the refresh. Pretty much the same Xbox other than the new shape. What is it, cylinder? It looks like a cylinder now. I guess it looks like my Wi-Fi router. I think the biggest thing about it is that they got rid of the disk drive for this refresh. And it's kind of worrying a lot of folks that don't want to go towards an all digital future, which is understandable. This model starts off with 2 terabytes of storage. I see some people upset about that because they have to spend the extra money for that memory card to get the extra storage for their Xbox Series X. But you know, I'm not surprised they added more storage space to start with if they get rid of the disk drive. They expect more games to be purchased. And this is how you promote the purchase of more games right here. You got more space. I'm sure that stops a lot of people from buying games sometimes. I gotta worry about uninstalling, reinstalling stuff, deleting stuff, you know. They ain't got the storage space to put these games on these days because the file sizes are crazy for some games. Is that better Wi-Fi? That's always a good thing for the people that play games over Wi-Fi. Me personally, I don't think any of my consoles, not even my PC, is hooked up via Wi-Fi. Everything is Ethernet connection for gaming. Me personally, I think I was more interested in the new controller that leaked for them, Project Sybil. The controller looks kind of weird. I don't know how I feel about the 2 different textures. It looks like 2 different textures. From the top part, kind of glossy, and then the bottom part, it looks like it's kind of got like I would say a design or like almost a bumpy feel to it, or a mesh feel. I guess it's probably like kind of a mesh feel because it says the haptics on it double as speakers. So I guess they're kind of like speakers, like the speaker openings. But I think the biggest thing for the controller is that it does have the haptic feedback. You know, that's one of the big things about the DualSense controller. It has the haptic feedback that people really love. I know some folks turn it off on some games, like on Call of Duty. People turn it off. I want to say I've seen people turn it off on Madden. I'm sure there's some other games that people turn it off on as well. That's a big win right there for Xbox. People do genuinely enjoy playing with the Xbox controller. They do feel good. You know, I got 1 or 2 of them laying around here somewhere. So I can say that they do have a good controller for sure. And another thing that people like, well, I've seen people saying it's a good thing, but I don't know how much it will actually be used with this new controller, is the gyro controller will be added to it. I don't think an Xbox controller has ever had that before. Interesting to see them adding that now. Maybe they're to the point now that's like, yo, what haven't we put in our controller before? Just put it in there so they can't say we ain't never done it. Then quieter buttons, that's always good, you know. From watching streamers or you trying to play your game yourself, all you hear is the tap 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 tap, the mashing of the buttons. So definitely keep the quieter buttons coming for everybody's controllers. And I see they say they're adding rechargeable and swappable batteries, which has also been a big thing that's been asked for Xbox controllers. And I want to say they always said that by not including that, they're keeping the price down on the controller. So we'll see how much this controller is compared to a regular Xbox controller, even with the other improvements. And then you add this in, so we could be seeing a pretty expensive controller. Obviously, I don't think it'll be as much as one of the Elite controllers, but it could be. You never know with Xbox, they could do anything. And I'm guessing with the new controller, we will see a new Elite controller in the form of this as well at some point. I don't know if it will initially release or it'll take some time. All this info is saying this stuff will release in 2024. These are leaked documents. We haven't seen anything concrete from this stuff yet. So the release date could be different going forward. They could make some changes because of the leak. They could have already changed some of this stuff even before the stuff leaked out. Yeah, the only bad thing I see about the controller really from the documents is the possible different feel the bottom of the controller can have, just because it looks like it's a different texture, a different material on that part of the controller compared to the rest. That might be kind of weird to some folks, but overall their mid console generation refresh project, I think it's okay. It's kind of weird that it's the same price as a Series X, a regular Series X. Maybe the regular Series X will see a price drop. You know, I don't really understand how can it have more storage than the Series. Well, I guess the trade-off is the more storage, but you lose the disk drive. So I guess that's how it keeps the price the same. And this kind of really shows the direction that Xbox is going in. You know, they're going closer and closer to just focusing on the Game Pass subscriptions, and this is proof of it right here. You know, they're getting rid of the disk drive in their consoles. I'm pretty sure. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if there is a next Xbox, if it doesn't have a disk drive as well. Maybe it comes as an attachment. You know, that's the rumor for the next Sony mid console refresh to the detachable disk drive. So that might be the thing we see next generation from these companies. They're gonna make the disk drive not even standard anymore. They're just gonna give it to us as an attachment, which personally I don't want to see as a person that still buys physical media, but I know a lot of people don't. So that's the argument. I can't just base it off of what I think companies should do. I'm pretty sure most actually go digital. As a matter of fact, I think I seen a tweet from Daniel on Mod about this. Let me see if I can find it right. Yeah, Daniel Mod tweeted some notes on the ongoing shift to digital on consoles. Over half of Xbox Series consoles sold don't have a disc drive. Over 70% of full game sales on PlayStation are via digital download. Spending on console subscriptions, DLC, microtransaction is higher than on premium games for PlayStation and Xbox. I'm not surprised that most of the Series consoles sold don't have the disc drive. I feel like most people that have a Series console has the S. You know, that's the budget console, and that's what most people only need, the S. I feel like only hardcore gamers or hardcore enthusiasts have the Series X. You know, I feel like most of the people I know that really play Xbox games probably play on their PC, because you know most Xbox games are playable on PC as well. And with the Sony thing, it's kind of hard for me to see that 70% of their full game sales are digital downloads. But when I think about it, I feel like most of my friends that play on PlayStation do buy their games digitally. I know my little brother buys all his PlayStation games digitally. So that probably is the case. You know, more and more people probably don't want to deal with having to get discs or go to the store, keep up with a disc, keep up with storing a million different game discs, changing the disc, stuff like that. So I could kind of see how PlayStation has went more towards the digital route, selling more stuff. So yeah, this is just another step for Xbox to move on towards that future that they sometimes talk about, where there might not even be an actual Xbox for the Xbox. It could become just an app. It become like a little plug you plug into your TV, and it just comes up as the Xbox app or Game Pass. You know, Game Pass is their big thing. You know, so I wouldn't be surprised if we get closer and closer to not having an actual physical console that we call Xbox. Who knows? Maybe they'll go all the way into just putting Xbox branding onto different things like computers and TVs, things like that, and incorporate Xbox games that way, just to get rid of the box. I'm sure they would think about it if they're really not seeing the sales on the physical console side. And so yeah, let me know how you feel about the leak of the Xbox mid console refresh. How you feel about this new console coming out? You think it's worth getting? Do you see yourself getting one? How you feel about that new controller? How do you feel about this digital future that the gaming industry has been going towards for a while? Also, there was plenty of other things leaked from Xbox as well. Let me know down below in the comments if you want me to go over any of that other stuff, whether it's just info that came out or Bethesda's potential game releases coming in the future. Let me know down below in the comments. If you like this video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment, share it with your friends, and be sure to check back here daily for more content from us at On The Sticks. Thanks.